Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. But if you're new here, my name is Brittany. I'm a Chicago-based lifestyle content creator, and it is Saturday at like what, 8:12 a.m. and we're about to get into a weekend vlog. I actually wanted to start this vlog yesterday, like in the evening time, because I mean the weekend really does begin on Friday, but I just like lost track of time and was like doing like random stuff, and so we're starting it today on Saturday, which honestly Saturday morning is my favorite part of the weekend. It is peak weekend because like you haven't worked that day, like if you have a Monday through Friday job, no work in the immediate future, and like you can do whatever you want to do with that time of day. So like I said, it's 8 a.m. I'm about to go to a new workout class, or a new workout class to me. It's at this place called Bünda. They're opening up a new location in Lincoln Park, and they are doing like a free week. They call it VIP week, which I'm like, okay, I'm sure, but it's basically a free week of class, or a week where you're like, you can take 3 classes for free if you like sign up for that VIP week. So I'm doing the first class today. You do have to get there 30 minutes early. My class is at 10:30, so I need to be there by 10, and I'm realizing it's actually like a little bit out the way for me to get there, so I'm probably gonna try to leave by like 9:30 just to make sure I'm there on time, because they seem pretty adamant like if you're not there at 10 on the dot, like you won't be able to take the class. So, and like I'm gonna have to take the like 2 trains, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm doing that today, and then I'm actually having a housewarming party tomorrow afternoon, so I need to like do some prep and stuff for that. Like I have basically everything, like I've bought everything that I believe that I need except for like a bag of ice, stuff like that. So I'm gonna like prep some of the food today, so then tomorrow I have like fewer things to worry about. And like my place is like clean, organized, all of that. So it's literally just like prepping, like setting stuff up for the party. So I'm for sure gonna do those 2 things today. Oh, I think I'm gonna go to HomeGoods too after my class. But right now I'm gonna take Rumi out for a WALK, my dog, for a walk. She literally was sleeping until I opened up my camera, so 2.5 minutes ago, and then woke up and started growling by the door immediately. She also never gets up this early. She's usually like a 10-11 a.m. type of girl, but I actually do want to take her out now so then I can make it back, change, and then go to my class. But anyway, all that to say, let's get the weekend like officially started. Okay, so it is almost 24 hours since I was last on, I think. It's like almost 7 a.m., 6:50 a.m., which is very early for a Sunday. I've been up for a little over an hour though. Let me get you up to tell you why. So I ended up doing like a lot more yesterday than I anticipated, and not in a productive way. So I did that class, which I really liked that workout at Bünda. I was hoping that I wouldn't like it, to be honest, because I really don't need another like gym type membership, but I did really like it. And so I have 2 more classes that I can go to for free before then, like throughout this next week. So I am gonna go, I think, to the 2 more of them and like see what their membership options are looking like, because I mean, I don't think, like, I have an unlimited Club Pilates membership, and I've done a few videos on my channel about like Pilates and like my Pilates journey, if you will. And I think the last video that I did, it was at 100 classes. I'm at like about 2 something now, like 220, I think. And so I don't think I need and I really, really like doing Pilates a lot, but I think this would be a really, really good supplement to it because I'm not really doing any cardio at all besides like the walks I go on with my dog, which are extremely slow, as you saw in like some clips earlier, and then like just normal like city walking that I do. I don't really do anything else, and I need to be doing that for like my heart health. And I also am not really doing a lot of any specific like strength training outside of Pilates. And like I do take some of the advanced Pilates classes, which are, I mean, they are hard and like my heart rate does get up in them, but it's still not quite the same. And this is like all low impact, which I really, really liked. Or it seemed, at least the class I took yesterday was low impact. All of the cardio work that you do is on a Stairmaster, which I was a little intimidated by at first, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Like I was able to manage it. I'm also really good at, I'm really good at like knowing my body and checking in with myself and not pushing myself too hard, like enough, but not to where I'm like gonna pass out. So it's similar to like a Barry's boot camp or Orange Theory, and then it's like you switch back and forth between the cardio and the strength portion. And like I said, the cardio is all on the Stairmaster and then strength was on the floor. I didn't take any clips of the class because like I said, that was my first time being there. I don't really like recording, and I don't even know if you're allowed to record in there, and it was also dark in the room, but I'll insert some clips as I'm talking about like what from their social media, like what the workout's like, because I did really like it. And that location is a little, I don't know if I would want to go to that location. They have an Old Town location also, so I might actually just look into the Old Town one because that would be closer to me than this Lincoln Park one was, or easier to get to, I should say. So I did that, and then I left from there and I walked. There's a HomeGoods, like that was like less than a 10-minute walk from there. So I walked over there. What I was looking for at HomeGoods were specifically like bath towel, like hand towels, because mine that I have are very, very old, and not very old. They're probably like 4 or 5 years old. That is old. And kind of like they're coming apart a little bit, like unraveling around some of the seams. They are nice towels though, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. But these, I got a couple cute ones. I already hung them up in my bathroom, but here's an extra one that I have. They're really pretty, I think, and they'll like look nice. They're neutral. It's like almost like a chenille type of that like stripe. It's like that beige stripe's like kind of chenille-ish. So I did that, and then I got those, and then I also ended up getting, I forgot that I put all this stuff. Oh, that light is bright. My cleaning lady was here the other day, and I feel like she turns the lights up much brighter than I do. Okay, that's a little better. So I got some syrup that I like to put this kind of syrup in my coffee, and this is Dolce de Leche. I thought this would be good. I've never had this one before. And then I also got some kitchen towels too, which I could use some new kitchen towels. All the ones I have are just random. I think they're the ones I took from my parents' house. So like it was a set of 2, so one of them was like this, and then one was like a floral print, which will look, I think, nice in my kitchen. I have a video on my channel. By the time this one comes out, I might have 2 videos on my channel. I don't know. But I have a video on my channel of like the kind of like how my place looks now. All the like makeover work I did before I moved in. So you can see kind of how like that stuff will fit into my decor. And then I also have a kitchen specific like makeover video too. Anyway, I did that, and then I stopped by Rhodey on my way back to the train because I hadn't really eaten real food all day. So I did that. I came home. Like I think I maybe took Rumi out, took a shower. And then one of my friends that lives in a building that has a rooftop. I guess it's kind of like a high rise. Yeah, it is considered a high rise. And they have a rooftop, and it's the Air and Water Show this weekend in Chicago, which I never really get into. It's just like you're watching a bunch of planes fly around, but they were like having people over. So I ended up going over there too, which I was only tentatively planning on doing. And then they texted me and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll come over. But that was a journey in itself because like I said, it's the Air and Water Show, which I live on the north side as well, like off of Lakeshore Drive. They live not far from where I do, also on the north side off of Lakeshore Drive. I should have just taken the bus to get there because I'm always all about taking the bus, public transportation, but they wanted me to pick up a bag of ice. So I was like, okay, it'll be faster with the ice. It was also hot, like 100 degrees almost, I think. So I was like, the ice will melt if I'm on the bus. I'll just take an Uber. Wrong decision. So I get in the Uber. I didn't realize that a lot of the exits off of Lakeshore Drive were closed for the Air and Water show. And I guess neither did my Uber driver, but if they've been driving around, you would think that they would have known that. So anyway, we get on Lakeshore Drive, and which it should take me less than 10 minutes to get there in an Uber. Fullerton's like blocked off, like closed. Then I was like, okay, let's just go up to North and LaSalle. There was a little bit of congestion, so it took a minute to get to the next exit. North and LaSalle was also closed, which was past where they live. So I'm like, okay, at this point, like I don't know what, like if we just keep going down Lakeshore Drive, are all these exits closed? So I asked the Uber driver, because we were already in the far right lane and there was a cop sitting at the exit. I was like, can you just pull up so that I can ask them what the situation is? And she was like, you're probably just gonna have to get out and walk. Lakeshore Drive is a highway, in case anyone that doesn't live here. And so I was like, well, let me just ask them that I'm even allowed to walk off this exit, because I didn't know what was going on. And so like they still kind of were weird about pulling up there, and I had to kind of get out and walk for a bit. And the cop was like, yeah, you can walk if you want. So I got off, walking with this bag of ice off of like the exit off of Lakeshore Drive, which I mean exits pretty much right into like the park, like Lincoln Park, because it's kind of like by the North Avenue, kind of close to, yeah, it's by North Avenue Beach. And I walked from and I didn't, like, a lot of the streets were blocked off there too, like once I got off the exit, because I was going to get on the Sheridan bus just to take that like 5 minutes up like north back to where they live. Sheridan or Stockton technically is where the bus would have picked up. It was blocked off, and I asked a cop. I've never talked to this many cops, I don't think, in my entire life, but I talked to 3 of them in this like 10-minute journey. I was like, is the Sheridan bus running through here? And they were like, we don't really know, and people are getting annoyed with us. I was like, I get it, but I also just I was like, whatever. So I walked up to Clark, and then I took the Clark bus, and the buses were all coming back to back, so something must have been going on with the buses. I don't know. A lot of stuff was going on. It seemed like no one knew. Typical. And so I just got on the bus, because I'm like, I can't walk all the way back to where they live with this bag of ice. But as I'm getting on the bus, it's like water is dripping under. It looked like I was peeing myself, basically. Water from the bag is dripping underneath me. So I didn't capture any of this content, obviously, because I had a lot going on. And then I took the bus it maybe took me a little bit less than 5 minutes to get to where they live. And then I was there again, maybe with about 3/4 of a bag of ice by this point. And it was like 2:30 by the time I finally made it there, and the Air and Water show ended at 3. So but then I ended up sitting up there with them. We were up for maybe until like almost 5, something like that. And then my friend that I was with, who was like, let's go to one place. He loves going to one more. He's like, let's go to one more, like let's go out like for one drink. And I was like, okay, I'll go for a drink. But I also had been drinking. I hadn't really planned on drinking at all or much that day, and like we'd had a bunch of mimosas up on the roof, and then I did have a beer. Oh, and then he also was like, let's take a shot for your birthday. My birthday's in 2 weeks, so it wasn't today, but we did one. And then I was like a little too turned. I was like, I need to go home, because I had stuff I wanted to do to be productive. So then I got home, and I ordered some pasta, because there's a pasta restaurant connected to the bar we went to. I ordered that, and ate it when I got home. Took Rumi out very briefly, because then it started storming when we were out on our walk. So then we maybe went up 2 blocks, and then had to turn around and run home in the rain. And then I ended up falling asleep on the couch, passed out by probably, I don't know, it was like 8 o'clock. I did do one thing. I emptied the dishwasher, which was a good step 1 for some of the stuff I need to do this morning. And then I did rearrange my living room to start setting up for my party. I mean, like I said, this isn't a huge space, but there's like literally 20 people coming. Everyone's not going to be here at the same time, I'm sure. So here's kind of tentatively what I have set up, or how I've moved things around so far. So I think I'm still going to just leave the couch here. That gray step stool thing is going to move. That's usually underneath the window for like Rumi to look out the window in, but I'm gonna put that in my bedroom. And then like my dining room table, I just push up against the wall, because I'm gonna put all the food there. And then this bench is usually with my table, so I pulled it out so people can sit there. These are my chairs that are usually at my table, also pulled it out. I'm gonna eventually move Rumi's like food bowl. That stuff that's on the table, I'm gonna end up putting in this windowsill. And then over here, I just set up like the plates, like plates, napkins, forks, because this is like where all the like snacks food will be. I just got these cute little plates. I don't know if you can tell, they're like a pebble texture with a gold outline on them. And I already had this tray and stuff. And then I set up this where I'll put all of the drinks. gonna make 2 spritzes, which I'll put in here, which will be super easy to make. I have an ice cube bucket, which I'm gonna pull out later. I made these cups. I was inspired by my friend Leah. She made similar type of cups for her birthday party recently. Can you see? So I just got this picture of me from my closing printed in like a wallet size, and then put it on the cups with a double stick tape. It's a little, I mean, it's only 7, so the sun's not really out much, so you can't really see, but it's just literally me with the Just Clothes sign. It says thank you for celebrating on these clear cup. I did test them out to make sure they would they would be fine with having drinks and stuff in them. And then I set up this, okay, this is set up as a stretch, but I also made these little matchbooks for my housewarming. You can't really see still. The lighting isn't great. I'll show a little video of them later. But I have a pack of 50 of them, which is way too many, but you had to order 50. So I have some here, and then I put some, on the table too, my coffee table. Okay, so what I think, sorry, I've been talking for 12 minutes, but what I think I'm about to do now is I want to bruschetta. I'm gonna make a couple of things for today. So I'm gonna make some bruschetta, which I think I'm gonna make that, like mix up the tomato mixture now so they can kind of marinate for a while, 6-7 hours. And then, okay, saying out loud that it's 7 hours until my party makes me feel a little bit better. And then I also am I'm making some ham and cheese sliders, which I might make those too, or start to make those. I'll see how long making these other things take me. Making that bruschetta takes me. Oh, I also put in my bathroom, let's see. So just to have, like, instead of people using, since there's a decent amount of people coming, instead of people using like my bathroom towels, I ordered these little napkin towels with a bee on them. And so I have these set up in the bathroom too, which will be, I think, good for people to use. But I think those are the main, and like I said earlier, everything's clean already since I had like my cleaning person come the other day. So I really just need to like prepare, like make stuff. I have some trash I need to take out too. But enough yapping from me. Let me get started. Okay, so it's now what, 10:40, like 10:43. I think that's 10:40 something. About what, 3 or 4 hours since I was last on. Wow, but I've actually done a lot in that time, and I feel like I'm about 80-ish, 85% ready for the party. So I took Remy on like a little walk, and then also gave her a sedative shortly after we got back, dose 1, and then I'll give her a second dose just shortly before the party starts. She just gets a little anxious and crazy around a lot of people, so just trying to make it an enjoyable experience for everyone. And then I did a lot of food prep. So I Oh, I made that bruschetta. I'll drop the recipes for like the bruschetta and the ham and cheese sliders that I'm making in the description. The bruschetta was really easy. I've never made bruschetta before. However, I realized I somehow didn't buy balsamic vinegar when I bought everything else, and I just didn't really feel like going to the store again. So I was trying to figure out like what to sub or if I could just do it without. It didn't taste quite, it tasted fine without it because I like did a little sample, but it wasn't great. Like I was like, hey, this could be better. So I put a little Worcestershire sauce. I in the sample that I had, I like dropped a few dabs in there, and I feel like that gave it the exact flavor I wanted. So then I added that to the full batch. Hopefully that'll be a good sub. And then I put that in the fridge to kind of just like marinate. Then I toasted the crostinis for that. So I'll assemble that like right before, probably like 10 minutes before 2. And then the party starts at 2. I think I said that. So I did that, and then I cleaned up a little bit on my patio area. It's been storming the past few days, so everything out there is pretty wet. I mean, it's a covered patio, but still, just because I'm on the first floor, so there's decks above me, it's still pretty damp because I guess it rained really bad last night. I was reading on Reddit about it. I didn't hear any of that, but it was like, it's just pretty stormy. And I have like some curtains hanging out there. I have a video on my channel. I don't know if it will be up by the time this video posts, of like kind of how I set up my patio, but I have some like curtains, like sheer curtains out there, and were really like dirty from the storm. So I washed those, kind of wiped everything down, and then I also have like an outdoor fan out there, so I turned that on and I've been having it run for like the past hour, so hopefully to just air it out a little bit. Oh, I assembled the ham and cheese sliders. I didn't make them yet. I'll probably put them in the oven around noonish, but I like set everything up. So I think I showed myself setting them up. I'm making like double that because I was only 12 of them. So those are like in the pans, and then I'll just need to put them in the oven to bake. I'll need to mix up the like butter mixture that goes on top too, but that won't take long. And then drizzle that on, and then bake those. And then I did start setting up the table where like all of the food and stuff will go. So I'll show you. Okay, so I covered my paper with craft paper. Okay, it is gonna come up. I didn't do a great job at taping it, but whatever. Which I saw someone do on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's actually a good idea, because then you literally just peel it off, and it's easy, like no mess. And I'll just put like the cheese and stuff directly on the craft paper. So I think I'm gonna put the ham and cheese sliders on this. I think the lemon bars I'll end up putting on this. And then I have like some cashews here, some chocolate covered pretzels. Or wait, yeah, those are cashews. These are almonds. Some pork rinds. These are the chili something pork rinds from Trader Joe's. They're really good. And then potato chips. I honestly don't really love chips, but I feel like other people do. And then I have these dried apricots, some olives, and then like a fig butter, which I'm going to end up put these two in these little dishes. And then I have cheese and stuff that I'm just going to kind of arrange around here too. And oh, I guess I also need to mix the drinks, but that's literally just pouring the drinks into the pitchers. And then I'll also need to run over to 7-Eleven, which is just like a few blocks away, to get a bag, maybe 2 of ice. I don't know, because I don't have a cooler, but I'm just gonna use my sink basically as a cooler. So again, I'll do this like right before, because I need to just make sure I'm done cooking and prepping everything. My kitchen sink, I mean. I'm gonna use it essentially as a cooler, so I'm gonna put some ice in it, and then I have some seltzers, like some High Noons, a couple Cutwaters. That might be it alcohol wise, and then also some just like sparkling waters that I am gonna put in there too, in case people don't want the spritzes. I did have one person already cancel this morning, which like obviously I want everyone to come, but also I'm like, good, there's already too many people coming, so I'm not that upset about it. And then yeah, so it's just over 2 hours, wait, 11. So almost 3 hours until the party starts. And I also obviously need to get myself ready too, which I'm just gonna put a little makeup on, and then I think I'm just gonna wear a dress. I might need to take Rumi out again, but I don't know. She's kind of knocked out. And I think those sedatives, they're prescribed by the doctor. Don't call Paw Patrol on me. I'm not like just giving her random things. This is something like prescribed by the doctor, by the vet. Oh, and now that it's like actually daylight, I'll like re-show those party favors I was talking about. So these are the cups. Oh yeah, you can see it a little bit better. And then these are the Matchboxes. Okay, is that focusing? Oh yeah, it kind of is. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna actually, oh, I also ate a bowl of cereal for like breakfast. Not that you needed to know that, but not that that was like a crucial detail, but I'm gonna like sit down for a minute, I think, because I've kind of been going. And then I guess start like wrapping stuff up soonish. Okay, so I feel like I've done a horrible job at vlogging. I feel like I haven't done the best job at vlogging this weekend overall, but you know what? We're just gonna go with it because it's 8 or no, it's 9 p.m. on Sunday now. The party is over. I don't think I took any videos at all during the whole party because honestly, it was it was pretty busy. Like I haven't hosted. I used to have people over all the time, like host like I hosted like a book club. Like I would have like Valentine's Day and stuff like that. Like that was all before the pandemic. Like I haven't had people over really at all since then. I mean, that's like over 5 years ago. And there were a decent amount of people. Like I invited 20, like a little over 20, maybe 25. And I think 20 people RSVP'd yes. A couple people at the last minute, like literally today, didn't show up. I think 2 or 3 people texted me earlier today saying they weren't gonna come. And then I think 2 people just didn't show up at all, even though they did RSVP yes, which is always kind of one of my pet peeves. Like just say you're not gonna come. That's my own thing. But so I feel like it was still right, like just under 20 people that were here total. So that was actually kind of a lot to juggle, like talking to all those people and then Rumi, the sedatives didn't work. But I mean, look at her now. She's knocked out. She was like awake the whole time and like just going, like being crazy Rumi. And but it was really, really fun. It was a really like, I mean, it was good to see like some of the people I invited I hadn't seen in a while. And it was like a really good mix of people. Like a lot of my like close friends that I hang out with often. My sister was here. My sister that lives here in Chicago was here. And then like my dinner club, which I've talked about on my channel before, that I go out to dinner with. And I haven't been to a dinner in probably since May, just because it hasn't worked with my schedule. So it's been a few months, but a couple of those girls were here. Some people I used to work with, like at my previous job, were here too. So it was like a really good mix, but it was really fun. And then I cleaned up. I basically tried to clean up like immediately, like after my last few friends left at like 7. I think it was right about 7. And I was like, I need to clean up right now because if I sit down, it's not gonna happen. And I didn't do deep clean. I just like packed any food away that was like perishable that I was gonna keep. I put that in the fridge, like just some of the cheeses, threw away like anything extra, like especially any of the sticky stuff. The drinks were like a hit. They were actually really good. I hadn't tasted any of them before I made them, so I was nervous, but everyone said they were good. I mean, it was really easy. It literally was just the liqueur with some club soda and then some Prosecco. But a decent amount of the food was eaten up, which was good. I didn't really want to have a ton of leftovers. The drinks were leftover, but I tried to, in general, with the food and drinks, buy stuff that, like, if it was extras, like, I wouldn't mind eating it on my own. I got some cute gifts, a bunch of candles, and I got one of the most exciting things that I got is my friend Nina and Jose. They got me the Cowboy Carter art book, which is one thing from Cowboy Carter. Let me pull it up that I like. I mean, I have a blog on my channel where I went to Cowboy Carter, and then I also went to the final show in Vegas with Destiny's Child. So I have quite a bit of merch, but the art book I didn't have, and it's honestly like keeps selling out really quickly. And I thought about getting it once, and then I like think I went online, and it was, by the time I got on, it was already sold out. So I was like, you know what, it wasn't meant to be. But they got this for me. I actually haven't even opened it up to flip through it yet. But then like some candles, like just like kind of cute little home stuff. But yeah, all in all, it was a really great party. I am exhausted though. I just canceled my Pilates class for the morning because I was like, I don't think I can go to it. And I also like, I mean, I'm gonna go a couple other times later this week and I'm just tired. I was like, I think my body needs to rest, especially considering I got up at 5 a.m. All in all, like I said, it was a good party, really great wrap up to the weekend. And I haven't done a weekend vlog in a while. So I feel like yeah, like I said, I didn't do a great job at recording content, but I'm like trying to get back into the swing of things. If you've watched my channel for a while, I kind of was on like a little bit of a, we could say, a break for a few months just because I was like moving and this had a lot of stuff going on. And so I'm getting back into being consistent, but I'm also like trying to remember how to like, even vlog. Like, what do I need? I kind of keep forgetting. But I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. If you made it this far in the vlog, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.